Picture this. You're on the quest to find the perfect home. But everywhere you look, the pickings are slim and the prices are high. Sounds all too familiar, doesn't it? Well, don't let the nationwide cloud of elevated mortgage rates and the persistent shortage of housing supply rain on your parade. Especially if you're setting your sights on a place like Gainesville, Florida, where current trends are painting a more hopeful picture for buyers. It's time to zoom in on some illuminating industry data from Resi Club and an article from Zero Hedge showcasing a surprising turn in market dynamics. Contrary to stifled inventory seen nationwide, certain regions have witnessed an encouraging boost in housing supply, heralding a shift towards more affordability. Here's what you need to know, especially if the Sunshine State of Florida is on your radar. Nationally, despite a 15% year-over-year increase in available homes for sale in February, inventories remain a staggering 40% below pre-COVID numbers. Yet, it's a completely different story in Florida. This state tops the charts with a remarkable 45.8% increase in housing inventory, according to recent data. Other states that made the list include Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, and Arkansas. This surge in inventory is not just a number, it could actually be a beacon for home buyers, indicating a softening market where home price growth could be slowing down, marking an ideal time for buyers to get more bang for their buck. Year over year in Alachua County, where I live, inventory has risen 63.2%, from 1.9 months of inventory last year to 3.1 months of inventory today. That is on the upward edge of a seller's market, and it's not far from transitioning to the stable market of 4 to 5 months of inventory. Why is this uplift in inventory, especially in Florida, so important? To start with, amid a national scenario where housing is tight and mortgage rates are daunting, Gainesville and Alachua County offer a breath of fresh air. This increase in inventory means more options on the market, lowered competition per listing, and consequently, a better position for buyers to negotiate deals. Because if the neighborhood you want only has one house for sale and 5 people want it, that's gonna be a very different offer you have to write than if the neighborhood you want has 4 houses for sale and only 3 people want one. So if you've been hopeful yet hesitant, this just might be the perfect time for you to make a move. However, it's not all rosy in every state. If you're looking other places, you may need to take caution. States like Nevada and Illinois have seen a significant drop in housing inventory. With Nevada experiencing a sharp 32% decline, it makes their market much tighter and much more competitive. And the contrast of this between one area or another underlines the importance of finding the right home in your local real estate market. As potential buyers in Gainesville, or those considering Florida as a viable option, today's scenario unfolds several advantages. Apart from more choices on the market and potentially more stabilized pricing, the essence of investing in real estate sooner rather than later could mean better long-term value for you. Let us still remember, however, that the market is not crashing. A look all the way back to 2008 reveals that while the number of homes for sale is growing, it's still historically low. And let's not forget about loans and mortgage rates. While the shadow of higher mortgage rates looms, the increasing inventories might provide buyers with just enough leverage to negotiate not just on price, but also on terms. Getting engaged in the Gainesville or Florida real estate market now could turn what looks like a challenging national landscape into a localized victory. As the spring market surges forward, the strategy is clear. Focus on markets like Gainesville and Florida, where the spikes in inventory herald a more buyer-friendly market. This uptick of new listings not only provides more options, but may also lead to a more normal price appreciation, which is welcome news after unprecedented growth over the last few years. So whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to further your real estate investments, the current market dynamics in places like Florida could provide the perfect backdrop to your next big move. Because if you're currently renting and your lease is coming up for renewal, you may be asking yourself, what's the better choice? Should you continue renting, or is it worth it to jump into the buyer's market? I'm Lindsey Johnson, your resource for all things real estate. See you next time.